nome é Marisa Freitas.
My name is Marisa Freitas. I am 48 years old. I had always felt alone in my life. I was very lonely. I would feel abandoned and rejected. Though I had a family who loved me very much, I had an education and everything that I needed. However, my love life never had any success. I thought that love was not meant for me. When I went into university, I met my first boyfriend when I was 21 years old. But it didn't work out. All of those feelings resurfaced. I felt abandoned. I felt betrayed. I had a client with whom I used to work a lot, and we ended up getting involved. He had a family. I didn't want this by any means, but I ended up getting involved with him. It was very difficult because his children, obviously, did not accept me at all. Nevertheless, we ended up getting married or living together. I had a very hostile life. It was a hostile environment in such a way that I didn't even want to go back home. It was like a movie. I even had to be careful when drinking a glass of water because it could have been poisoned. Things had reached that level. However, I stayed in that relationship for 5 years. I was not happy, but I couldn't end it with him. Whenever I ended it, he would come begging and we would end up back together. Things were always the same and I couldn't end it. One day I truly got tired of this and I said, no, I can't do this anymore. Enough. This was because my sadness and emptiness were so great that I couldn't take it anymore. However, I ended it in a way that I didn't even tell him. I took my things, rented a place without his knowledge, moved out and blocked him in every way. I never spoke to him again because I knew or feared that he would come again to talk to me and we would get back together. Therefore, I carried on with my life. I kept on working, but I was very unhappy. I was so burdened. I felt tired. I didn't even have the strength to work. I had panic attacks. I started panicking at night. I couldn't sleep. I thought that my money would finish and that I wouldn't be able to support myself. And I earned a lot of money. I would close good deals, but the money would vanish. It would never stay in my hands. I met someone, a very good person. And I thought, he was sent by God. God brought him to me. And we started dating. However, problems began to arise. I won't say that he cheated on me. It was all done in secret. It was having chats on WhatsApp. It was an excess of kindness and gentleness with other people. And I would get angry. I was jealous because I would feel rejected. So there I was again feeling rejected. So all of those feelings of abandonment returned. I felt ugly. I felt unloved by everyone, like yet another one who doesn't love me. I went to psychologists and talked to them, and they would talk to me. But that was until I went to the last one who told me, Marisa, you have to stop feeling like the most rejected person of all. Then I looked at her and thought, she is completely right. But I want a solution. What do I do? Do I take a pill? What do I do? Right? So I decided to not go anymore because this didn't resolve my problems. And in addition to that, I was faced with financial problems. I was working, I had great clients, I had very impressive contracts which were life-changing, but all that didn't go well. I ended up getting closer to God. I made such a strong prayer at home. I said, God, listen to me. Giving up is easier. What should I do? What do you want me to do? One day, I did business with a friend of mine and she gave me a Bible. I started to study and read it, and God created a situation where I had to call this friend of mine so that we could book a meeting with a client. And she said, no, I can't on this day, I can't. But why can't you? Because today is the entry of the ark. Then I said, what ark? The Ark of the Covenant. I told her, my goodness, tell me where this is and I will go immediately. That was the first day that I stepped foot into Solomon's temple. It was the first day of the entry of the ark. This was in October 2020. That day changed my life. It changed everything, in every area. First of all, I found a faith that I had never seen before, a bold faith. I said, my Lord, this is a strong faith. I didn't know what this was. I had never seen that before. I said, this is my place. I will never leave this place. I loved it. I had previously received invitations to come to the temple, but I had rejected them. I said, I won't go. Isn't that Edir Macedo's place? No, I won't go there. Today, I ask myself why I hadn't gone before. This was the beginning of the rebuilding of my life. First of all, God started to show me His order, because my life had been completely distorted. As I thought that love was not meant for me, I simply wanted to work and earn money. So I would go only on Mondays. And God told me, no, no, no. That's not how it works. It has to be my way. Then I started to understand why I repeatedly kept going through the processes of rejection, abandonment, and shame. With shame came humiliation. He showed this to me. He showed me my past, which had been forgotten. I had been abandoned when I was born. My birth mother left me in my aunt's house, saying that she would pick me up at the end of the day, but hasn't returned since. I was very lovingly accepted by my family, but I had an emptiness inside because I kept that rejection in me. However, I understood all of that. God continued to treat me until one day He told me, end this relationship. God continued to take care of me until the second lockdown came and closed everything. I couldn't attend. I said, now that I found my place, it's been closed. I was at home watching a meeting with Bishop Renato. He was holding the meeting and I was sad for having ended the relationship. I was fed up of constantly ending things and coming back, ending things and coming back. I was so tired of being so pained in my soul. I couldn't take that anymore. I was destroyed. But on that day, it was at night, and I remember that I couldn't even sleep anymore. I was in such a state that I laid on the floor and surrendered in body, soul, and spirit. I kept talking and surrendering myself. God kept taking care of me. I was not alone. I had an encounter with God right there. I met with Him, you know. It was so real. I saw Him. I did. I couldn't sleep that night. It was late at night. I was alone. I surrendered myself right there. It was just me and Him in that moment. Everything changed. Everything changed. He restored me inside. I didn't feel alone anymore. I didn't feel alone ever again. 3 months later, the boyfriend that I had ended things with, that God Himself had asked me to end, knocked on my door and asked me for forgiveness for everything that he put me through. Everything. And he proposed to me. I didn't accept it because for me, he was the same man that I knew before. So I said, no way. I don't want to get married to you. I even told him, I am a different woman. You don't know me anymore. He got upset and we kept talking for a month. And God would tell me, keep calm. I'm taking care of him. Be patient. Keep calm. This was until one day God told me, you can marry him now because his heart is in my hands. Today, I am very well married. I make a good living. My house is wonderful. I don't even want to leave my house. I only leave my house to come to the house of my father and to work. The feeling of abandonment is gone. Rejection no longer exists. If God, the Creator who created heaven and earth, loves me, why should I care if someone doesn't love me? It doesn't make sense. I don't have that anymore.